Hello viewers, Jan Vanderstoel here, international musical therapist, interpretive dancer and 7-time medical applauder. Thank you guys. And welcome to the Coronavlog with Vanderstoel episode 4. So we start with the news. So we're talking about sport again this week. The NRL, the National Rugby League, they want to start playing sport again. They want to start playing matches apparently as early as May, they've said. And some people are very upset about that, saying it's outrageous, you know, that they should do that. But I'm saying let them go, guys. Let them get on the field because, you know, at least with all the rugby players on the field, there's going to be a massive downward spike in domestic violence. So that's good for everyone. New South Wales Minister Don Harvin, he had to resign this week over the scandal about him working from home, except that it was his second home down the south coast. And again, people being very cruel, but I say, you know, look, if you're rich guys, these people, the richies, they have different, you know, things to deal with than people who are poor, different pressures. If your boss rings you up to say, I want you to work from home, but you've got 2 homes, well, you think, yeah, easy for you to say, but which home? You know, my eastern suburbs home in Willara or, you know, the one down the south coast. So anyway, I'm here to help everybody, rich and poor. So for you guys who have those pressures, it's really absolutely just a matter of mathematics, okay? If you have 200% more homes than homeless people or 100% more homes than a person who has 1 home, and your boss rings you to say, you know, I want you to work from home, and you think to yourself, oh, fantastic, I'm going to go down to my second home, then that's the wrong answer. Okay. So, what's new this week? Well, of course, everyone is thinking to themselves, gee, I wish I had shares in Zoom, because everybody in the world is having Zoom meetings from, you know, you know, virtual learning online and schools online and, of course, business meetings. But, of course, that has brought up issues. People are saying, well, there are places that are not appropriate in your home to have a Zoom meeting. Where is the appropriate place and where isn't it? So, again, I'm here to help you. First of all, let's just cut to the chase. No one cares what you look like or what you're wearing, all right? No, everyone is just checking out the background of your home and they're judging you for it because it says a lot about you. So, here are some tips. If you've ever won an award or something like that, make sure you display it on the cabinet behind you in your Zoom. And if you can, get in close enough so they can see the inscription. That is actually an award that I won for academic effort in Year 10 in 1978. So that's always a good idea. But definitely don't Zoom from somewhere like this. People will think that you are a loser and that you live with your in-laws and you cry after sex. But do have a Zoom from your garden. People will think that you have lots of money, that you're a great cook, and that you're sort of like in an SBS film, you know, one of those foreign films where you've got 3 lovers and everybody just really gets on really well, you know. Unless your garden looks like this, in which case you're just going to look like one of those people that were in the Tiger King series, the ones that had no teeth. And obviously these are big no-nos. I mean, the acoustics alone gives this away. And honestly, unless you're Jacinda Ardern, nobody wants to see you sitting in bed with your sloppy Joe on or whatever it is that you wear to bed. You know, with Jacinda, it's so comforting. But with you, it's, you know, a lot more like, oh, you know, sure, I'm in jail now, but wait until my appeal goes through the High Court, then I'll be out, sort of thing. So I hope that helps you all. So now to address what the questions are that people have been sending in. The first questions comes from a couple of different drug dealers in my local area who I should give a little shout out to icebaby239 at Gmail and whoop whoop 72 at Hotmail. Hi guys. They wrote to say they want to still work and contribute to society, but how can they do this when they're isolated in their homes, you know? And they wanted to keep up with their small business, which is important. I mean, we all have to do our part, but we also, if you can keep running your business, you have to try, you know. And also I was thinking, just like the arts industry, they have been completely overlooked in the stimulus package by the government. It's a massive train going past. Anyway, and like the arts industry as well, you know, they're the only people that are really, only other industry besides the art industry that's getting us through this time, you know, with their little, you know, marijuana joints and heroin and crack cocaine. So guys, here's a little bit of advice and a little bit of an idea for you guys. Get a dog. Because if you have a dog, you can go out many times a day and walk the dog. And you can, you know, chat to other dog owners, you know, out and about. Sometimes also you can get a little bit closer when you pet the dog, you know. And you can bring your plastic bags and pick up the dog poo, you know. Oh, actually, that last bit is actually right. You have to actually pick up the dog poo for real. Thank you also from Angela from Woollahra. She wrote to me saying, Jan, I'm really worried about my weight. You know, I'm just overeating and I'm going to put on a lot of weight during the coronavirus. What can I do? Well, this one is a little bit of a harder one for me to answer, Angela, because I've never had a weight problem myself. I've always been very slim and yes, you know, I've always been a bit of a coat hanger for clothes and things, and like my hair, my weight has just always been lovely. So it's a bit difficult, but I was thinking, well, maybe just, you know, say what you know, and maybe you want to just try the Dutch diet, which is 7 different types of cheese and 4 types of butter every day, with just at night time a couple of, you know, blocks of chocolate and 2 bottles of wine, and then just stop, you know. So you might like to try that, or just let it go. Stop worrying about your weight, because I always have to remember a poem which goes, step on the scales and your weight you might find, but you'll never see the weight of the worries of your mind. So that is pretty deep, hey? And I wrote that myself, I think, or maybe it was Bob Dylan. I can't remember anymore. Anyway, after Easter, I got a lot of emails as well from parents who said, you know, we have done every activity and game, family game that we know how to do over those 4 days at home that just blended into every other 4 days at home that we've had. Do you have any suggestions for the lovely game with the kids? So, here's a great one from my childhood, actually, called Hide the Dice. So what my parents used to do is they would have a couple of nibblies and some drinks and things, and then my dad would have a dice and he would hide it somewhere around the house, you know, in the lounge room. And then they would just sit there and have their nibbles and drinks and go hotter, hotter if you were getting close to the dice, or colder, colder, colder if you were walking away from the hiding spot, you know. And it was so fun, and they would just sit and have drinks, you know, and sometimes it would literally go on for hours, you know, this game, and they'd just be there drinking and things, and then at the end my dad would just say, I didn't even hide it, and he'd have it, the dice in his pocket, you know. And it was yeah, so fun. You just never forget those kind of treasured memories. Anyway, that's it for this week. So please remember, if you want any questions answered, do get in touch on the socials on at Jan Vanderstoel on the Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. And you can also you can press the button receive updates down here to get updates on our next vlog, and also go into running for actually having a chance to have a look at the vlogs for free, which is lovely and generous. So stay safe, be kind, stay indoors, and if you did enjoy the vlog, please share it like a lovely little, Maravana doobie-doo. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Whoop whoop 72 at Hotmail.